Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Today, I have another number one deck for you. But before we go and check this out, just want to say thank you as always. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Also, like the video if you enjoy it. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch to stay up to date on hot content like this. All right, so what number one deck do we have today? Well, my friends, to no surprise, we have a Rakdos Sac back at the top. That is correct. So we got a Rakdos Sacrifice deck. Now, there are two versions floating around. Today, because this is the most recent one, I've decided to go with Crokeyz. So this is Crokeyz Rakdos Sac version. There's another one by Shield Maiden that runs Judith as well. So Shield Maiden had it yesterday, and now it's Crokeyz today. A little back and forth, but I like to try and keep this stuff hot off the press and relevant for you as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at this deck and walk through it a little bit. This list is available for you down below, so you'll have access to it in the description. And if you have questions, comments, feedback, please feel free to let me know as well. I enjoy hearing and seeing what you have to say. And let's go ahead and talk about this deck now, and then I'll cover some of the key components, plus some of the sideboard here for best of three. And then I do got a little bit different surprise for you today in our best of one. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look here. So a couple key callouts. We've picked up Village Rites. So this was still standard in the traditional sacrifice deck. We've lost the Cat Oven, obviously. Next, we also have Weaponize the Monster. So this was an Ikoria card. This one comes back to us. Let me move my face here so you can see what it does. This one, sacrifice a creature, weaponize the monsters, deals 2 damage to any target, which is pretty nasty, so you can actually just pick and get the sack off. Then the other one that's kind of interesting here too is that we're running Fiend Artisan again, so we can sacrifice another creature, search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less, put it on the battlefield, and then shuffle your library, activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. So this is great for filling graveyard and going and finding things like Mayhem Devil if you need it, or Woe Strider as well. And then of course we got the great call of the Death Dealer or Death Dweller. Nothing like pulling back Mayhem Devil and getting Death Touch Pangs. So always keep that in mind. Now the other cool thing about this is we are running Mire Triton. This gives us a lot of graveyard fill again for Crokeyz and Fiend Artisan. So those are two key things to remember. We do have a Stomping Ground in here, which is kind of unique. But again, that's primarily for Fiend Artisan. It really running the double black, to be honest. Probably don't necessarily need this. If you guys check out Crokeyz's list, he goes Jund slash question mark Rakdos Sacrifice. So I think it's pretty funny. I'm going to leave the Stomping Ground in here just for fun because it's pretty good, and then we are running one Rankle. Now one other key call out here from M21 that we've picked up is Liliana's Standard Bearer. So this card is great because when we flash it in, when Liliana's Standard Bearer enters the battlefield, draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures that died under your control this turn. So this is pretty sweet. So where X is the number of creatures that died under your control. So remember, your creatures, not all creatures. You can flash this one, flash that one in, kill something. That gives you a draw as well. Lots of great things there to play. So let's go ahead now and talk about the sideboard. We did talk a little bit about these different components, but again, those are some of the main differences and callouts from the old sacrifice deck. Again, we've lost the Cat Oven. It's been changed. Great to see this back at number one, or maybe not, because many of you did not like this deck. But we got to cover it. So next we got Duress. So again, we're going to talk about best of three here. So Duress, an M21 card. Target opponent reveals their hand. We choose non-creature, non-land card from it. And that player discards that card. Boof, just like that. So where would I play this? Well, there's a lot of great decks that you can play this against. One, any of the Flash decks. So that's Temur, Simic Flash. You can play this against control decks. I would consider that Azorius. Additionally, Izzet's making a big comeback between Flash and spells. So keep an eye out for that one. You may want to play Duress against the mirror match for a couple of reasons. One, to pull out some of their key component cards. But that could be a spot for you as well. And then anything late game, you're probably going to play Duress. There still are some ramp decks floating around. The Grixis deck that I just did the other day, as well as the Simic Adventures deck. You could also play this against Temur Adventures Clover. So much stuff, especially with all the changes in the banning. So we're hot off the press here. Again, about a week and a half and 10 days, I believe, for this new kind of season, so it's pretty exciting. Next, we got Soul Guide Lantern. So this is great in terms of getting stuff out of your opponent's graveyard. I would run this against anyone that's running Euro. I would also run this against mirror matches. So again, we sacrifice it, exile opponent's graveyard. You can sack and draw a card if you want as well. And then when it enters, we get to exile a card from opponent. So this is a great card, just hold in your hand until you need to remove something out of your opponent's hand, or sorry, graveyard. And that will work really well. So again, Euro, mirror match, any kind of graveyard hate that you may need, this is going to be your card. Next, we got Agonizing Remorse. So this is another good one when our opponents are running graveyard fill. Agonizing Remorse is going to help us clean out one card out of their hand, and then two, either you'll exile that one or exile from their graveyard. So keep that in mind. Similar to Duress, that's where I'd play that, and again, definitely against the mirror match here. Heartless Act. So where would I play this? So this is destroy target creature with no counters on it, or remove up to 3 counters from target creature. So for me, I would probably run this against things like mono green. I would also maybe run them against like mono white life gain. And where I'm trying to get to is the bigger creature type decks. You're definitely going to want to run this one. That will help you. I would probably run it against Gruul Aggro too. My thing here again is if they have large creatures, we don't have a ton of stuff. Really, it's going to be keeping them under control with Sacrifice of Priest of the Forgotten and Claim of the Firstborn. We have some ping with Weaponized Monster, but when you run into creatures that you absolutely need to get off the board, that's where I would run this. Next, we got Noxious Grasp. So destroy target creature or planeswalker. That's green or white. So mono green, mono white. You can run this against Selesnya counters. You can run this against just Selesnya in general. You can run this against Simic. It's going to be really good in that. Lots of places. Oh, and flash decks like we just mentioned earlier. Simic Flash or Temur Flash. Next, we got Embereth Shieldbreaker. So where would I play this? And you could play this against Temur. You could play it in Temur Adventure Clover, same thing here if you wanted. Embereth Shieldbreaker. So the key one here is for Clover. You're going to want to absolutely play this. Now, one of the things that I did forget to call out here too is we're actually missing the Oven Sac. And that is going to be a key thing to keep in mind, because you may not want to run this actually against the mirror match, but again for Clover specifically, and that's because we're not running artifacts anymore. So that is a good call out there that I forgot to mention earlier. The self-sack way now is weaponized. We actually pay 2 for it, but we get to deal damage. Next, we have Bone Crusher Giant. So where would we play this? Anytime, again, similar to Heartless Act, where you need to get something off the board, you don't quite have the reach. Maybe you can't get them with Mayhem Devil, or you just need to go the extra mile, or earlier game, I would absolutely run Bone Crusher. So that's going to be primarily against aggro decks. You could run Heartless Act against aggro decks too. So mono red, mono black, mono white, mono green. But again, keep in mind that some of those creatures may be a little bit bigger and out of reach for you. So just keep that in mind when you're considering the sideboarding. Now let's go ahead and take a look here. How many lands we're running? 24. So again, pretty solid for best of 3, best of 1. It's a little high. You maybe want to trim 2 off that. 22 tends to be pretty good there. Maybe we'll get rid of the Stomping Ground. Sorry, Crokeyz. Anyway, with that said, my friends and planeswalkers, before we go on and play some of our matches here, a couple things quickly. Just want to take a look here on some of the sideboarding. So we called it out. Where would I focus? Again, if it's towards the aggro side, we're sitting pretty well. I would maybe consider actually switching some of these things up. Maybe you don't want weaponize the monsters in there. Again, we got the land. Maybe you're going to run one less Gutter Bones, something like that, because it can be a little bit slower, and flop in the Bone Crusher. That's kind of how I would think. Or maybe dump a Mirror Triton. So I wouldn't necessarily dump all 4 of these out, kind of a thing, just not how I would play it, again, because we need these creatures on anyway to get Priest of the Forgotten Gods going. And we have different things that we can do with some of these cards, so you just got to make those choices. And again, the decks that I covered should give you a good idea where to put them. You just kind of got to decide. Again, I break it into two folds: short game, long game, and then craft and build around those, and that should be very effective for you. All right, so what am I doing different today in terms of our play? Well, first off, I have actually fallen down to the 1200s. It has been a rough day in Historic for me, but I've had to switch to best of 3. I did, and part of that is I'm saying rough because I got down paired so many times with 80%, 92%. And the reality is, winning one game, I really need to win 4 games for every loss that I took. And to be honest, it's really hard to run 5-0, 6-0. So congrats to all those people that always do that consistently. But lots of things going on. So I am at 1280. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am actually going to bring this into ranked best of 1 today. And then I may play best of 3, because what I've found is kind of once you encroach 500, especially, I want to say probably any time during the season, a lot of those players tend to shift over to best of 3 matches. So let's go ahead and we will go right into standard ranked, and we will play our Rakdos Sacrifice deck. Ooh. Very excited about this. Now, Planeswalkers, don't forget, please subscribe to the channel down over there. You can like me on Facebook, like the video, follow me on Twitter and Twitch as well. Rowlith. So 1300 down pair. We got a good crack here. I will keep this. I will go Gutterbones first. So this could be a Pawblade deck. Knights deck. Mardu Knights is what we're going to hit, looks like. So the question here is, and I think that's what we do. Ooh, there we go. Oh, they let them through. There we go. So if they get another land, they can definitely hit us with Cleave. There is the Indestructible that they can drop as well. Alright, so we will do this. There we go. Game over. Moving us up to 1100s there, my friends. So we had total board control at that point. Not much they could have done. I was debating there if I wanted to steal with Claim of the Firstborn and then swing in. But that would have been better the next turn. Steal one of their guys and then ping them out. So with that said, let's go on to our next standard ranked game here. All right, Batore. And we don't have a ton of sack options here. We do have that. I may mulligan. I like this better. We don't need a double red. I'm going to dump Passage for now. Now, I kept this because I have Woe Strider. go. Oh, bummer. Interesting play there. I will trade on that for sure. I'm gonna go grab another red. They could hit cleave here. Alright, so we're good. We are in the clear. Oh. I think we do mayhem first. So ideally we hit one more land, then we can drop Wolf Strider, and we'll steal Runaway. Ideally. So even if he has Cleave, it shouldn't be lethal here. So now we have to take Annex. Oh. That is painful, painful, painful. Especially because we know that they just pulled Cleave. Absolutely. Probably gonna need to do that anyway. Well, actually, I will keep that. Because what I can do is play double claim. And we'll see if it works. We'll see if I can pull it off. Oh, they gave it to me. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So in that case, what they should have done is they should have emptied Steam. I do keep that. this is going to be really hard for them to come back from. They should have emptied Steam, but they didn't, and that really helped us. Boom! 2-0. Alright. Up to the 800s, my friends, with Rakdos Sacrifice. Alright, so one more special deal here. I'm actually going to take this into a best of 3 match for you for traditional play. And then we can actually talk about some of the sideboarding. So let's go ahead and do this as well. Hey, good day. Curious. Just make sure you guys give me some feedback. Want to know what you think. Most of the times why I don't do this is because it's very hard. It's very hard to time-wise be able to fit all these things in. But if they run well, I guess I can do it. And I try not to edit, promise. Yesterday I had some issues, which was really sad. But that's kind of the way it goes. Oh, opponents first. We have Mayhem. I'm going to try it. It's going to be slow. It's fine. Play the green to screw him up. Alright, looks like it's going to be a flash deck. Ooh, nope. Adventure deck. Adventure deck. Ooh, adventure ramp deck. We're going to have to move fast. Let's see what they got here. We got a lot we can do here, so I just want to keep that in mind and think through it appropriately. There we go. Got what we wanted here. We can steal, but it's not going to do us any good. Because we need 2 of them. There's a Clover. Oh boy, I should have cracked. That was my bad. I gave him some free damage. I should have cracked that. I meant to do that, and I was sitting on it. I was sitting on it. All right, we can go into full control here. So here's what I'm going to do. They have 1 red. They can only hit one of my guys twice. I'm going to pay 2 life. We're going to drop Crokeyz. Now the question is, he's already going to sack out. I could sack him with Village Rites, or I could steal his Love Struck and sack. They're not going to be able to play twice. I need to think. I'm actually going to leave it, I think. Yeah. Because I'm going to get the double anyway. And additionally, I weaponize the monster if I want. So we'll go back off full control. So if he drills a Mayhem Devil, I will just sack one of them. So he's hitting this one first. That's going to cost me 2. Oop. He's got to go far. So what's going to be real nice is now we're going to have enough for that. And we'll have Weaponize, and we can just keep pinging with Gutter if we want.
I will protect the virtue of this world. Be wary of the ground you walk on.
That was the one fear I had. Oh. We're gonna do this first. So we should be fine. Because we just use, we'll just drop Weaponize twice. Oh. We can drop Weaponize twice. A couple things we can do here. Well, I don't want to end up paying twice. And let's just finish it. Oops. 2, sack that guy. There we go. Got it figured out. Alright. So, Temur Clover. So, what do we need to bring? We need to bring Embreth, 3 of. What would also be helpful? Agonizing Remorses. I also like the Duresses. Pull that stuff out of their hand. So we got 7. What are we running? 24. You guys know I like to get rid of lands. 1 forest. We're going to get rid of that green. Sorry, Crokeyz. I want to keep that. I'll drop a Gutter Bones. That gave us the game, so we'll keep that. I'm going to keep one of those. Draw's always nice. We need something to fly over the top. Do I want to go one more land? 7, 11. Do one more. 22's fine. I'm risky. Let's see what else we got here. 1 Fiend. Claim isn't quite as effective. Drop 1 claim. I still like the Mire from Phil. Liana. I might do that. Alright. That looks good for me. Oh my gosh. The mic down. Uh-oh. We'll see if we can do 2 things at once, my friends. There we go. Okay. So I like this, except for the fact that I only have... They kept the hand of 7. So I don't like that a whole lot, but we'll try it. I wanted a Shield Breaker in my hand. I'm gonna guess they got a Clover this time, though. Yep. Non-creature, non-land. So we didn't get the Clover, second Clover. Gonna play the Fae is the question. So the problem here that I need is I need to go 2 of. I'm gonna have to bait. It's gonna be a 2-turn play for me. It's gonna be painful. Green, green. Blue, red. There you go. So Agonizing Remorse in this case is the better card too, but that's fine. So this is probably going to be one of our favorites. Oh, for sure. Good news is we don't have to worry about any of those right now. We'll go full control. I'm going to take the damage. Probably the better play would have been Edgewell, actually, because I'm not going to necessarily attack in, but it's fine. That was a lazy play on my part. Oh, there we go. Oh, we need the double black though. He's gonna flame sweep me anyway. So I think we do this. There we go. But we're going to get everything out of their hand, which is more important. What do we have in our graveyard there? A couple. Uh-oh. Too slow there. Should have dumped him. What a great top deck for them. Great top deck. Oh, so much. I'll leave that up there. Good old Chandra. And we're sitting worse on time. If he drops Chandra, clears the board.
If you haven't heard of me, then get ready to meet my flame.
Well,
Hope it's not too hot for ya.
oh, they're being smart. They're being so smart. There we go. Finally, something we can do here. Let's see here. I will take. Can't even attack with that. Let's get one more damage in with this flyer, huh? Ooh, there we go. If I can get Crokeyz in twice, that would be big. But they're going to be smart enough to play Ashiok after, I think, here.
Let's get toasty.
Oh, wow. They didn't do it. They missed the drain. So we are going to be just fine here. I don't have anything that can deal damage. Let's just grab this. And voila, we got through. Boom. Oh, so good. Came back. Woo. Now there is a best of 3 match for you, my friends. Hope you enjoyed that. And we moved up again. 862. Oh, I realized. No, I did that Standard Ranked, right? I think so. Well, anyway, there you have it. Decks for you. Let's go back to that. Rakdos Sac. So here we go. Again, there it is. If you got questions, comments, let me know. Deck list is available for you down below in the description. And hope you guys enjoyed the play. Let me know if there was something I should have did differently. Give me some feedback on the best of 1, best of 3. Happy to try things out new once in a while. Again, this is a #1 deck by Crokeyz, Rakdos Sac. And again, back on top. Planeswalkers, hope you liked the video. Please feel free to like down below. Additionally, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel down over there. Hope you enjoyed this and stay tuned, stay safe, and Mythras out. We'll see you again soon, Planeswalkers.